Yeah, so the as we discussed last time, I think this will be a wholly the session will be one to one just about the communication around Azure. So there
Okay.
we don't have any practical because we need an account. Uh, Cloud is basically nowadays everybody is migrating to cloud. What is what is the importance of cloud? So cloud gives you flexibility to uh, do virtually means it empowers you with virtuality, means it gives you the virtual machines, means. So the very first thing, today I have collected few images from Google. So this is about the car. So if you have application on premise, means on your local server of your company, so let's say you have a car, you need to manage all these things, right? Car finance, depreciation, servicing, insurance, fuel and all, driver. So this is a on premise card owned by you, right? So uh, there are three types of services around Azure cloud. One as a infrastructure as a service, next is platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, so name itself defined infrastructure as a service. So here you are taking car on lease, where these part car finance and depreciation will be managed by provider, right? So they will provide you car finance and some documentation and some depreciation part. Okay, so this is called as a infrastructure as a service. In the same way, in our software terminology, we need to manage, I think this is quite blurry image I am finding. Yeah, this one is much better. So in our software terminologies, we have to manage these many things, right? Application, database, runtime, what assemblies we are using, if there is any middleware or services we are using, operating system, servers, storage related things, networking, means installing security related certificates, managing HTTPS, HTTP calls to your, and many other things on premise. So if you have your application hosted on your server, so you need to manage all these things, right? But when you take infrastructure as a service from Azure, let's say Azure as a cloud provider, they will provide you virtualization, server, storage and networking. Okay, so they will give you a virtual machine, which the one terminology example of infrastructure as a service is a virtual machine. So whenever you to use a Azure, you need an account. Okay, so you need to register yourself, and they have lot of solution in products. If you check in products here in web, yeah, in compute. So the cloud is all about these many things. Compute, computational power, means it's all about the processor, virtual machines and their speed, RAM and all, what operating system is installed on that machine and all. So this is about the computing. So this is called computing is related to infrastructure as a service. Okay, so you need a virtual machine, right? So what you will do, you will create a virtual machine on Azure. So your physically your machine will be present on Microsoft server, and you will access that as a remote desktop connection, using remote desktop connection. Okay, and that machine configuration will be decided by you, what RAM you need, what hard disks you want, which operating system and what other software and licensing related all stuffs, that will be taken care by Microsoft. You just need to create a virtual machine and just download the some settings to log into that remote desktop. Okay,
Okay.
so this is a virtual machine. So instead of having, if you have a company, if you own a company, a small startup, let's say, so you will not invest a lot of money in putting virtual machines up, means high configuration machines up for your employees. So what you will do, you will subscribe to Azure. You will create 2-3 machines for your developers with some good configuration. And one more thing with Azure is pay as you go. So pay as you go means how much you are using, you just need to pay for that. If you switch off your virtual machine for night, you will be not charged for that duration. So the duration you are using, you will be charged for that. So everything is there on their website about your virtual machine pricing details. So how Azure pricing works. Okay.
But how about the data privacy then?
Yeah.
Do they provide that?
Yeah. Those, they have passed the security measures. So everything is associated with one account. Okay. Whenever you are accessing a virtual machine from your desktop, they will provide you some IP. Okay. Or even you can configure your own static IP. Okay. So they have passed many security related certificates throughout the globe. That is not an issue. They provide you 99.98% of security. Okay. So Amazon is also the same like Azure. They are also a cloud provider and they are major giant company in this cloud domain. Okay. So Microsoft started their Azure journey 5 to 6 years back. So there are some other competitors like IBM. They are also in this cloud. Then Google is also there. So you will find wherever the competition is, Microsoft is always there. Whether it is a Google means anywhere, you will find if there is a browser, you will find Internet Explorer. There is a cloud, they have Azure for you. If there is a open source, they have launched ASP.NET Core 1.0. So they are competing on every aspect of the IT. Okay. So this is a very huge world. So if you check on products link, they have lot of products. So means nobody can master all of them. You just need to choose your field. Like if you want to do something around web and mobile, so you will focus mostly on this part. Okay. So if you want to do something around IoT, Internet of Things like let's say there is your baby in at home and you want to know the health related information like heartbeats or body temperature. I'm just giving an example. So all that data will be pushed to cloud. So there will be a sensor which is let's say baby's hand is touched to that. So all that information collected by those sensor will be pushed to cloud. Okay. And your mobile app will sync to that or will logged into that particular website, and you will get all the data related heartbeats, that temperature, body temperature, and etc. Okay. So this is about Internet of Things. This is just a terminology. I'm giving you examples so that you can understand that IoT things. So IoT is the non-living things will start talking in that way, you can say.
Okay.
So this is Internet of Things. So there are n number of products they have around. So compute is all about the virtual machine, and then all related infra related stuffs of your application: server, storage, networking, virtualization. Means you can use a virtual IP and all those things, so that you can make your servers more secure. When it comes to web products, they have separate services for mobile, for web apps and API. So if you have only APIs, so you will host APIs in these API apps. So it's just like they have a very nice UI to create everything. So that is very user friendly. No, you no need to do that using coding. So you will create you can do that also using coding, using PowerShell scripting, but they have also a way to create these things from UI. So they have very nice UI designed. They have means mobile apps. So what mobile apps will give you capabilities for your mobile application or mobile website, so that your those applications will work as per the expectation. Like mobile app should do caching, so that your application experience gets more faster and faster, so that all capabilities you will get in mobile apps section. For web APIs, if suppose you are uploading a heavy image or a heavy video like 50-60 MB, so what they will do, they have one concept as a worker role. Okay, so worker role runs behind the scene. So what you will do, you will just upload that video and you will push that video to the queue. Okay, and there is one service which will keep listening to that queue. It will continuously keep polling whether I got something to do, whether I got something to do. Yes, I got. So that worker role will start processing on those messages. So there are service bus, queue and queue. So all the terminologies like queue, stack, all those are implemented by them, but some more advanced level they have implemented all of them. So this is about the web and mobile. Okay, so data related things like NoSQL data. Are you aware of NoSQL concept?
I heard that.
Right.
It doesn't require actual SQL knowledge.
Right. So what exactly NoSQL is? Suppose you have a SQL database where you need to mention the relationship between two tables. You use foreign key, primary key and some other stuffs to correlate between two data. That is designing your database in such a way that the data between two tables will be related to each other. Okay, and there is a restriction on number of columns. Okay, so if you are storing an address associated with a employee, so you have address field directly. But what if you want employee 1 with some other data in address, like his permanent address is this, his temporary address is this. So you have a flexibility in NoSQL databases. There is no restriction on the schema. So there is no restriction on schema. So all the data gets stored in documents format. So for employee 1 you will have one document, for employee 2 you will have some other documents with. So you can have address hierarchy as per your requirement. But when you retrieve the data, or if you are firing some query, so at that time you will write the query in that way. So I want the people who are working in Pune or in Nasik, so in that way you can write that query. So all relevant data you will get by using that query, but there is no restriction on storing the structure of data. Means you can store as per your convenience. So nowadays what happens, this is NoSQL is the concept where key value store using semi-structured database. So there you can have structure also, structured database, but there is no restriction. Okay, semi-structured data sets, key value. So employee, in employee you will have ID equal to 1, address equal to again a entity again, and rest of the details. Okay, so this is about the data. So SQL databases, so there is the same, you can create a SQL database on Azure as well, but there they provide you many more advantages like replications. Okay, so mostly Azure servers are spread all across the world. Okay, so they have 3 to 4 data centers in US, 3 in India, in some of them are in Australia, and some throughout the world. So when you suppose your customers are from UK, okay, so what you will do, you will host your database on UK server so that the fast transaction will be possible. So responses of your application will be quite faster. And there are some other advantages attached to databases, like you can scale up your databases. Suppose your site is to gift something on Christmas. Okay, so suddenly what happened on 24th of December, you got lakhs of hits on your site and your site is getting crashed. Okay, in that case what you will do, you will just scroll that I want in 5 instances of my website. So Azure will take care, it will host the same code on 5 different things, and user will be routed using shortest path. Okay, so nearest server will serve the request. Okay, in that way on. But what happened now, now it is new year is over. So today is 5th January. I want to scale down my application. You will just scroll that I want one or two instances. On that basis of instances you will create, you will be charged. Okay, so that kind of flexibility you have with Azure. Okay, so that is around database. The next thing is also there, like replications. So you can have replication of your data. So if your server gets down or some data gets lost, so in that case you can use the replicated databases also. So everything is taken care by Azure. You no need to do anything. You just need to just use the UI for scaling up and down. Okay, so this is around data. In storage you have some different types of storage mechanisms. Blob, binary large object. Okay, binary large object. So what in one of my project there was a requirement to load video of 200 MB. Okay, so what we were doing, we were storing all our videos on blob. Okay, rest based object storage for unstructured data. So how we were accessing that video, using a HTTP URL directly. So just like this, azure.microsoft.com/myvideo.mp4. okay, in that way. So there are two types of blob: page blob. So there are two types. They have internal different types of architecture related to storing the data. Around intelligence, I don't know anything about intelligence, so I will not comment anything around that. Okay, so analytics, in analytics, like Power BI is nowadays very popular. So and there you have business intelligence. So you have a huge data, bulky data. Okay, so you want to put some analytics on that. So I want some that if I am selling milk, then my breads are getting sell up by 12%, 30%, like that. So all that analytics you can retrieve from big data, huge data which is stored. So all those they have, you can define your own algorithms. So there is one other service provided by Azure is machine learning. Okay, so machine learning means learning from your past experiences. Okay, so last Christmas I hosted my application on this server. I was having 5 instances of my website running. So all that, see here, machine learning, powerful cloud-based predictive analytics. Okay, so you can, this is all about analytics, means retrieving the information from data. Okay, so information is about data. So retrieving the information from huge data, you can take analytics in that way. CDN we already checked that. Yeah, so delivery content network, end user to for robust network of global data center. Distributed storing your data. Security related stuffs you have. I'm not aware of this security and developer service. This is a very huge list. So most of the things.
So we cannot have any demo, like how to build a web application or something with Azure.
No, because I am not having any subscription at the moment with me, so that I cannot do. But you can.
It's free account you are showing there.
But you need to add your credit card information over there.
Okay.
So you cannot create account on the fly. So you can have n number of videos on videos so that just to get introduced to Azure. Okay, so this image tells everything. So at the moment you can just keep in mind it provides you infrastructure, platform and software. Okay, in infrastructure all infra related tasks will be taken care by Azure. When you are using platform, then OS, middleware and runtime. So if you want a server with Windows 8.1 as operating system, so you will get one virtual machine with all your required configuration. You need a virtual Visual Studio 2015, you need SQL Server installed on your machine. So you will select all those things, just checking and unchecking, and they will provide you a platform where you can start your work. Okay, here you can see you will manage only the application and data, only application level coding and the data related. So what the data structure you need, what SQL database architecture you need for your application, so that part you will just look into. See other managers. Okay, and when it is a software as a service, means like Facebook. Okay, so Facebook is like a software as a service where everything is managed by vendor. So Facebook is a vendor for us. They are just they are taking care of everything. They are taking care of networking, servers, operating system, application and data. What we are doing, we are just logging in Facebook and using it. So it is a software as a service. When it term as a platform as a service, so it is like let's say our Google Drive is a platform as a service where you will take care of data and application. So what files you need to upload, you will decide what files you need on your drive and all. Okay, and when it comes to infrastructure as a service, it's like our laptop here. Okay, so they are providing you a just like a laptop, remote laptop, and you will start coding directly. Okay, so this is about Azure. But still it is a very big world. More you will work and more you will get introduced to Azure. Okay, so I had worked with this web, compute, data storage, some IoT stuffs and this media CDN, but rest of the things I never got chance to work. Okay, so they have few series on Azure on every Friday. Friday Azure videos they published. So see here, virtual machine instances, number of virtual cores. So there they are showing $74 per month. If you hire or if you create a virtual machine with these core capabilities, you will be charged per hour basis that way. So everything is there on the site, pricing. Many people are migrating their applications on cloud. So as I told you, you can scale up and scale down. That is very important aspect of Azure. Okay, so virtual.
In the interviews, what did they expect from you if you go to interviews?
Yeah, the very first thing, this PaaS, as and SaaS. These concepts they will ask you at the moment. Then what are the services you have used Azure? So I tell like storage, cloud services, mobile services, like this. So and they will start asking you question around this. So it is not an easy task to answer particular question. So if somebody asks you are you aware of Azure, so you will just tell that I had gone through their website, I know the basics of Azure, or you will learn something around, you will start learning about their products, but you will never commit them that I worked on XYZ products, because they will ask you question, and I'm sure without work you cannot
without working.
without working you cannot answer them properly. So that will put a negative impression on them. So I will suggest you just tell that I know what exactly Azure as a cloud platform. So you can start some going through this website. They have everything in place. See what is Azure cloud you can trust. So all your questions will be answered here. Okay, AWS, Amazon Web Services. So they have also added uh, a public cloud comparison between AWS and Amazon. So what is difference between Azure and AWS? So you can just go through their sites. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I had in the morning, 2-3 hours back, I have shared one PDF with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't see.
Yeah, that will definitely help you. Okay.
Okay.
For MVC. So that PDF also I got from internet and I used to read it, and all the concepts are covered in that PDF. Around 80 to 60 pages are there, but that is very nice PDF. Okay. So one more thing now, test project.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ketan, we didn't talk about Angular JS, I think.
Angular JS. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like
Mhm.
from the interview point of view, like
Right.
something I should be able to present.
Right.
Just
Right.
like zero knowledge, I should not say, and I should
Right.
not say like
Right.
I know
Right.
everything about Angular.
Yeah.
Just something
Yeah.
I want,
Right. I
because
have.
if you talk about MVC,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's what comes up. Every job requirement I see Angular JS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nowadays, I have started exploring Azure in depth now. I am aware of Angular JS, but not used that much. I have not used that much. So see, there are Angular JS is just like a MVC on client side. So whatever we are building here in MVC is a server side code, right? Where you have controller, model and view. But when it comes to UI, you have a same MVC pattern implemented in JS, which is called as Angular JS, which is developed by Google. HTML enhanced for web apps. So they have two versions of Angular JS, is Angular JS 1 and Angular JS 2. Most of the people in the world are still using Angular JS 1 because they are familiar with the syntax and all, how Angular
Oh,
JS.
there's that much differences there
a
between
lot
two?
a lot of differences are there. So the Angular JS 2 is mainly working with the module related. So they have, just like in MVC, you in C# you check using system.web. So all the system.web related DLLs and classes will be, you can use that in your coding. So in that way they have designed Angular JS 2. So previous
So is
version
it okay to directly learn two, or
Uh,
it won't work?
you can start learning Angular JS 1 and Angular JS 2 as per your choice. Both are not dependent on each other. So they both are
Okay.
not at all related to each other, just like our C# 6 and C# 5. So they are related, but in Angular JS case, I feel both are not related to each other because I have checked.
Okay.
Okay, so Angular JS is basically, if you check now, here they have one a basic sample demo. Okay, hello. Now the text in the name text box is blank, so I am writing, see, observe, hello Ketan. If you check here, now I will show you the thing. Means they are actually playing with actual HTML. Okay, so this is our h1 tag. Okay, hello Ketan. As I am changing here,
Yeah, right away it's changing there without anything.
see,
Any-
so everything is handled by Angular JS. For that, if you check h1, they have added ng binding class. So how this is just an example I am giving you. ng
Mm-hmm.
is like AngularJS. So I think
Mm-hmm.
some France or German people worked on this. So as per their
Mm-hmm.
convention of language, they have added n in starting AngularJS, like ng. So the very first thing uh, here, this is HTML. Okay, so here if you check HTML tag, they have added a ng app.
Okay.
So ng app attribute
There's
there.
AngularJS too.
Yeah, so
Okay.
AngularJS will start parsing a HTML page from this node. Every HTML page starts with this node, so it will check, it will find ng app attribute throughout the page. If you add this ng app to body, that's fine. Then AngularJS will take care only of body part.
In the body part. Okay.
Now we have added ng app. See, tells AngularJS to active in this portion of the page. Okay, so if you move this ng app to body or this div, so AngularJS will take care only around this div. Okay, so this is very important attribute you need to add in AngularJS. This is a script reference to AngularJS. Okay, then now here input tag, this is input tag here, and ng model, see what they have named it as a your name. Just like in C#, our class is having attribute, let's say this add bill, there is a bill description. In the same way, your name is a property, ng model.
Mm-hmm.
So
This
this,
links the form and the model.
see input tag ng model. So what this ng model is telling, this link the form and the, this links the form and the model. Okay, the name to link between model and the actual data. Okay, this means that any changes to the control update the data in your model. Means this control is linked with your name, just like a id we give in jQuery, right? Instead of id we are using ng model. So this is a AngularJS attribute. We are just naming it as your name, and whenever you changes something here, it will associate its value to this. See here, they have double curly braces opening closing, in that your name is property they have added. The declarative way of specifying data binding location in HTML. So whatever is there, if you click here edit me, you can play with AngularJS on Plunker. So they have editor. Okay, so here you have ng model. Okay, see, so if you remove this, see, nothing is working now, because we are not specifying the model in the syntax AngularJS is expecting. Okay, so this is a very sample thing. So there are n number of samples. We will check all of them, and they have 3, 4, 6 samples. One
So
more
this
thing.
is a
Yeah, one.
good site to learn, because see, if you scroll up,
yeah,
so
it's
little
very
bit
basic. You can
they are
see,
telling you to learn
learn.
little bit.
Yeah, videos,
I learn.
free
Oh, okay.
courses, tutorials, case studies.
So is it like whole thing or just
Uh,
10%?
this is not the whole thing, because when you create complex web application, you will face many more difficulties. So those are not covered.
Commonly used.
Commonly used, like this home and all, just like this search button, and so you can, they have provided few demos, but if you want to learn, you can start learning on your own. But when it comes to complex application development, you need to implement all those concepts we do in C#, like dependency injection, solid principles, and all. Actual coding logic and OOPS concepts are same throughout all languages. Okay, but the writing coding syntax is changing, and it is, see, if you check here, I am clicking on this, so strike through is coming on build Angular app. So what they did, so they have added a ng click attribute to anchor tag. Okay, and on click, what they are telling, go to this archive function, which is written somewhere in todo.js. We can edit this. Let's edit. I think not able to open in new tab, so let's check. See here, they have todo.js, so they have a method called as archived here. And on archive, what they are doing, archive, on archive, what they are doing, they are iterating through all the to dos, and those are not done, they are pushing them to done. So logic is same. Whenever when you clicked here, what it will do, index.html, if you check here, ng click, go to to-do list dot archive. In archive, they have added logic, old to-dos. Okay, old to-dos they have added in this array, and they are pushing
Same like our
yeah, the same
HTML5 is
right,
in our
right.
views.
See, now here angular dot module, so they have added a controller, so they are treating this this Angular JS code as a controller code, just like our controller.
But this Angular JS is used in Java also. So in Java also MVC concept is there?
Yeah, everywhere is MVC is architectural pattern,
Right.
model, view, and controller. So the internal logic of coding is different for all languages. In .NET you will use C# or some other VB.NET or some other language. In Java you will use Java. Okay, so architecture means defining your models, controllers, and view is the core concept.
Microsoft introduced this MVC about 2009 somewhere.
MVC they have introduced in,
I'm just saying, like in Java also the same time this happened.
yeah. I'm not sure about Java, but they have introduced this in .NET Framework 3.5 MVC architecture. So they have written few methods, add to do, remaining, and archive. So they are calling those methods as per their use. Means on click of this, they are calling this, and when you unclick this, they are doing remaining. So they are deleting. Okay, so everything is on client side. You are not hitting your server side code at all. So if you want to add new, so here add to do is test. See what they are doing, they are calling this method add to do. To do list dot to dos dot push means push the text I got from this text box to the list. If you, so if I am adding another default entry here, learn MVC, so see it is refreshing, and see learn MVC is because I have added true. If I change it to false, you can observe, see. So
Okay.
you can play with AngularJS on this Plunker. You will get n number of you can store your session as well by signing in and you can find n number of different small demos of AngularJS. So I have few documents around AngularJS as well. I will share those with you, but those are very complex terms they have, those documents. So try to just go through first 5-10 pages, not more than that at initial stage. Okay. Tutorials they have given, even they have few other demos for searching. They have in 5-6 demos on their homepage. This one about to do, yeah. So they have also added a demo wiring up with backend. So they have their own hosted service, this, and they are actually pushing something. So this is search capabilities. So test was not part of that. So I am searching, see, Angular. So this part is getting refreshed automatically as you are typing. Okay, you can edit, you can check this code easily on hover mouse what to show. So if you check code here, ng repeat one attribute is there. So what they are doing, beer count in beers. Okay, count equal to beer count, and when beer forms. So what they are doing, ng repeat means a for loop. They are creating divs in for loop. Ng repeat attribute is repeating this div n number of times in pluralization. C 1 2 3 4 5 6. So what they are showing here, beer count means this I variable, just like our for loop. Okay. So in MVC we would have added like this div and repeat div for 5 times, let's say. Okay, so what they are achieving the same thing in AngularJS like this, using ng repeat. Repeat this div for beers, number of items present in this beers list. So if you check beers list, let's edit this one. To use AngularJS, you just need to add a reference to AngularJS library. They have different versions of AngularJS. Current version is 1.5.8. As per version, you can use them. Okay. In apps.js, component.js. Hello. Yeah. So I am just checking their code. See here, beer count. If I want to see this beer count, what I will do, the same syntax we checked last time. So it is refreshing automatically. Whenever you do some changes in this part, it will start refreshing. Ng pluralize, I think this part, let's move it to a span tag. So let's see what we see. This one is coming now because of this. If I do some manipulation like this, adding one, so let's observe whether we are getting 2 3 4 5 6 or not. See, it is treating it as a string. Okay, if you move this one, inside this, so it will start actual it will apply arithmetic operations over there. See, 2 3 4 5 6, and end of the list we are getting 7 because we have added 1 to each entry. Okay, so they have list of these ng attributes, ng repeat, ng controller, ng app. There are many attributes. You need to learn each and every attributes using Plunker, or there are n number of editors like Plunker. You can start learning AngularJS in this way. If you want to beautify, means it will create a good semantically it will create a application, and you can even download this Plunker at your location, so that on your local machine also you can check, or you can share these. See, here you have index.html, so everything is working fine, so you can download your created Plunker. So if you want to create you can start actual coding, HTML tag and all, ng app from AngularJS site. You can start learning over here. Okay, this is very useful tool to learn jQuery, AngularJS, and many client side stuffs. So there is one also concept I want to tell about the test projects. I think test project is quite easy to understand, but how to test your code you have written, that is important. So let's test code written yesterday. Okay, so if you check, I want to test this add bill test, suppose. So what I will do, I will add one controller, test controller. I clicked something else. So let's add a class. Okay, controller tests. Okay.
Just clicked on the unit test folder, or
unit test folder, unit test
on
folder.
the main. Okay.
This part. So now I am writing actual test. So to make your class testable, you need to add a test class attribute on top of class.
Okay.
Okay, so then you want to test some method, let's say add build method, whether our add is working or not. So this is a constructor, so it is showing me error. So let's add a method to test our add build. Void return type will be void add build. You can test your method by passing valid input and invalid input. So good syntax of writing a test cases is like, name your method you want to test, then parameters you are passing like valid parameters, valid, let's say valid para, and underscore successful. And closing it. What I will do, I will add this test method attribute on top of this method. Now I want to test a method present in this controller. So what I will do, I will create an object of this controller. Let's say in private read only controller. So I am just declaring a variable to access my controller. Okay, now but it is a empty one. I need to initialize that. So controller variable equal to new manage expenses controller. Okay, and now using this object I will invoke add bill method, and which is expecting a bill model. Okay, now I will I think add bill is doing what it is returning. It is returning true false, I think. Yeah, so I will capture the actual response from this, where response. Okay, so what I am executing this add bill method by passing this, and now let's add some assert statements on top of it to check whether we got actual result or not. R equal like response equal to true. So what it is telling, assert true. Let's say it's true, this response is true, whether we got response as true. So let's run this. So for discovering your test methods, you need to build your application once.
Add bill model is
empty. I am passing this method is expecting a object of type this, so I have passed a empty object now. So we should get so I am just going with the flow. So let's open a test explorer. In test menu you have window text explorer. So if you build now, I think this method should come here. Let's clean once and rebuild. So it will start discovering the test methods present in your application. So it is building. So while building, it will observe at this portion of the screen. See, still our test is not coming. Why so? We have added test method, test project. So using run all, you can run. See all of them pass, but why this test case is not getting discovered? So to check, I am moving this.
So only the initial testing which we did as a developer, that we are doing using
automated. We have automated the testing.
And after that, testers will come in. A QA role is still there, or QAs are not needed anymore?
As per your project demand or as per your project planning. So this automation is really a big threat for tester and QA, because everything is getting tested automatically, right? So who will hire? Why this?
But integration, like whole application testing, application like run and everything, every part you can write.
You can write everything here. Okay, but still manual testing is required, right?
Yeah, because this looks a lot of work.
Yeah, but
there will be like how things you will do in one class, right?
Yeah, see, you have a Jenkins job. Okay, Jenkins job, what they do? They actually do auto deployment of your application. Okay, so when you do auto deployment, you will check whether all test cases are getting passed or not. Okay, if those test cases get passed, then only your application will be pushed to production. So that what we can say, release
environment
release cycle is defined in that way nowadays. People write their test cases. So whenever you change something in controller, and to ensure your code is working fine, it is not breaking, so what you will do, you will just run on. So now let's run. We have this test cases, a test case we have
So
added in this.
for every method you write a test method.
Yeah, yeah. Whenever you write something, there is one approach called as a test driven development, TDD.
Right.
Nowadays, if you find on Google, you will find n number of jobs for TDD. So what these guys do, TDD developer, they write test cases. They define the name of method here itself, and that this test case will fail because that add bill is not present over there. So what they will do, they will go in controller and will write the add bill method. Means test driven development. They will write test case, let the test break, and then start development. So your each line of code will be tested unitly. Okay, so that is a clean code. As per my understanding, if your code is not getting tested, that is of no use. That is garbage code. That is my understanding, or my vision, or my views on testing. Okay, so let's check. It will go in this method. So continuing, so this is null, right? So everything is null. So we have not added a check for null, right? So we missed a trick yesterday to check whether this amount is null or not, this bill description is null or not. So we missed that. So now what will happen? It will throw a exception. See, it is throwing an exception, and that's why our test get failed. So it is returned as a false from catch block, because you are trying to insert, or you are trying object property which is not present, which is null, right? So what we need to do, we need to add a null check for our object. Okay, so add a null check, then only this code will get executed. So how you come to know? Because of test cases. Your test case is failing because it returned a false as a status, and where you are returning false, in cache. In cache. So why false it is returning? Because some changes are breaking here, right? So my basic analysis is we have not added null check. Okay, so that's why it is breaking. If suppose you are passing user ID which is not present in database, still you are trying to insert, then it will show, it will give error in test case only. Okay, so as this is a successful, we are passing valid parameter, so we should pass all data to test our method. Okay, like this. So we have, so you will pass this user list, and I mean, just you are just mocking, you can pass any data, so just to test. Okay, so each line of code is working or not, like that. And you will also check, hello.